know it's a lot different than that, I understand. Some of you know me. In fact, we're having tonight we're having the 60s, all the 60s, which I graduated in 68, so I'm the younger one of the 60s. But 68 group is up there. All the 60s are having a reunion at the fairgrounds tonight. It's amazing how these people have gotten old. I'm amazed at them old people. But there's a lot of old people up there, and we're having a lot of fun. Dr. Pastides and board members, thank you so much for coming to Union County. I really didn't know you guys came to all these. 13, you said, the next 9 days. Unbelievable what they've got to do. But that shows the commitment they have to us. And it's something that I fought like crazy for, as many of you in here know. Back in 2004 and 2005, when then Governor Sanford, some of the other board members and I remember, we're going to close our university here at USC Union. And thanks to you, to realize this diamond on the corner up here that we have, that you utilize the opportunities to come here and to make sure you further your studies here. Statistics are proving every day that the further you can move in education, the better chance you have to move forward. Some of you, I know that some of you have come back even. And that's the great thing. Don't you look me right in the eye when I said that. Some of you are maybe not just 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds. Those are the ones that's made the commitment to come back to this university and to help themselves, because they found out in every job now we go to, they want to know you got that, what you got. You got a high school degree, you got, how far does it go? And the better opportunities are there, the more education you get. And believe me, had it not been for motivation that you have done here in the last couple of years or 4 years, whichever degree you're receiving tonight, is absolutely a milestone in your life. It certainly is. You know, when I was coaching here, I first came and I didn't know what I had naturally. We started off this first year, won the first game and lost 6 in a row. And everybody said, oh no, Mike Anthony was the wrong thing. We got to get rid of him. All right, after that, you know what happened. Many of the Union people here and everything know what happened, and we were blessed to have these athletes. But I'm going to carry something, I'm going to talk as short as I can, because I want you to understand there's only one commencement exercise speech that I remember, truly remember. And I'm going to use, and I guess it's because of the way my mind is, visual. And actually, Paul Dietzel did one I remember too. He came here one time and spoke. But this one here really has hung with me since the time that I graduated from Gardner-Webb. The guy had 3 letters up. He said, how many in here don't want to win? How many of you in here don't care, you don't want to win? Not a hand went up, graduates. Everybody wants to win. I don't care if you're shooting marbles. Everybody wants to win. Win, win, win. And you take it any way you want to. Remember now, you take this with you and you put in it what you want to. I take the W in win, and to me that's willing to pay the price. And that's exactly what you have done. We're here to celebrate that with your families, and all the people here, and all these folks here are here to celebrate with you what your accomplishments are. Being willing to pay the price. The I stands for investment. I had a guy tell me, he said, you treat all your coaches, all your players the same, don't you? I said, no way. If they don't have enough invested, then I don't owe them anything. But you've invested the time. That's important to me if I want to win. I got to be willing to pay the price. I got to invest the time. And listen, I'm going to leave you. I'll sit down here in just a few minutes, but this is the most important part of what I got to say to you that I want to carry. Never, the N stands for never, never let circumstances that come your way dictate how you act. Now swallow that. Let that get in your system for a minute. Never let circumstances, no one can defeat the spirit of an individual unless you allow it. You want to win, then you don't let circumstances blow you out of the water. Some of your family members can tell you the trials and tribulations that come our way, We sometimes let them blow us out of the water. Do not let the circumstances that come your way blow you out of the water. So if you want to win, what you got to do? Willing to pay the price. You got to invest the time. And you never let circumstances dictate how you act. Think about what our Lord did for us. Same thing, didn't he? Willing to pay, he paid the price. He invested the time. He came to earth for us. In all the circumstances that he carried it all the way to the cross. So if you really want to win, then do these things and have fun. That's another thing. I can't get people to understand life's too short. Have fun as you move, because if you do these things, you'll be committed enough to the right things in your life. Thank you so much for allowing me to come, and thank you, Dean, for asking.
Well, thank you for being an outstanding commencement speaker. That was fantastic. And I know what a great coach you've been, too, because that's the kind of gentleman I would have wanted to follow if I were a player. Let's hear it one more time for Representative Anthony. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a tradition of the university's Palmetto College campuses for many years to award a scholarship for the forthcoming academic year in recognition of our commencement speaker, tonight in recognition of Representative Anthony. And I'm pleased to announce that this year's recipient is Elena Wright. And I ask that she come and join me and Representative Anthony now. As she's coming up, I'll tell you that Elena attended Union High School, where she was active in Palmetto Girls State and a member of the George Marshall Leadership Team. She's a member of the Buffalo United Methodist Church, where she participates in the choir and the handbell choir, and has served on the Officer Nominations Committee. Elena also volunteers with the Blue Ridge Hospice. At USC Union, Elena has participated in Student Government Association, the Opportunity Scholars Program, and the Student Nurses Association, where she served as secretary. She's currently on the President's List and is the recipient of the University 101 Scholarship for the upcoming year. Elena is also the newly crowned Miss USC Union. Elena plans to major in nursing and will transfer to USC Upstate's Mary Black School of Nursing after completing her work here at Union. And she hopes someday to work at the Spartanburg Regional Medical Center. Elena's parents, Keith and Paula Wright, are in attendance this evening. Welcome to you. Elena, on behalf of the University of South Carolina and in recognition of the Honorable Mike Anthony, it's my pleasure to award you the 2015 Commencement Speakers Scholarship, and there really is a check in here. Congratulations, Elena.
Thank you. Very proud of you. Congratulations, Elena. I know your folks are.
Palmetto College Chancellor Elkins and I will now present USC Union's Distinguished Teacher of the Year Award. It is our great pleasure to present USC Union's Teacher of the Year Award for 2015 to Professor Denise Shaw. Dr. Shaw, will you join us on the stage? Dr. Shaw received her BA in English from Armstrong Atlantic University in 1999, an MA in English from the University of South Carolina in 2001, and a PhD in English from USC in 2004. She joined USC Union in 2005. She has been engaged in scholarly work ever since. She has numerous presentations, and she's authored a steady body of scholarly articles and 2 books. The first is The Rape Narrative in the American South, the psychoanalytical examination of sexual violence and the melancholic internalization of loss in the modern Southern novel, in 2007. And her second book, Virginia and Julia May, The Making of a Modern Southern Belle, in 2011. Her current project is This Season of Despair, the shift in literary myths about New Orleans arising out of the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. Dr. Shaw is a person who inspires others by her work ethic and dedication to the welfare of her students. She always puts her students first, regardless of the faculty tasks she must complete or her own personal needs. Dr. Jolie Fontenot commented, "If I could have the amount of grace and strength she has in the tip of her pinky finger, I'd consider myself blessed." Dr. Avery Fouts wrote, "She is super organized, cleanest office on campus. Great sense of humor, Cajun spirit." It is that Cajun spirit that intrigued me most when I met her in the summer of 2013. I couldn't articulate what it was about her that made Denise so special. I knew that we shared a love for teaching, for those times when a student's eyes light up with a new recognition, a thought that seems so obvious now, almost like it had been buried for centuries and had just surfaced. A thought that surely was that student's alone, and yet, as the instructor instantly recalls that moment when he or she had that same recognition, or perhaps a similar one, it's the joy of learning. It is what keeps those of us who teach, like Dr. Shaw, fulfilled. It is why we dedicate our lives to that profession. We learn from our students and each other as faculty and staff, and we hope that occasionally we entice others to join us in that joy of learning. Students who voted for Dr. Shaw to receive this Distinguished Teacher Award made such comments as, "Great person and professor. I've taken 3 of her classes. She's a wonderful instructor. She explains well and she cares deeply about her students." Another one said, "Huge inspiration, helped me regain my love of writing." What more can any of us ask? Will Dr. Shaw's family please stand and be recognized? For her dedication to... Thank you. Thank you. For her dedication to learning, to teaching, and to the students, faculty, and staff of USC Union, we present Dr. Denise Shaw with the Teacher of the Year Award. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2014-15 Teacher of the Year, Denise Shaw. Since its founding in 1965, thousands of students have passed through our classrooms, some for a few courses, some for an associate's degree, some for more than one associate's degree, and in recent years, some pursuing bachelor's degrees. As I've gotten to know the people of Union, I'm pleased to learn their stories about how our university has touched their lives and how important USC Union is to the community. We not only provide education, we provide hope and a pathway to an exceptional life. That's the legacy of USC Union and Palmetto College of the University of South Carolina. Tonight, these candidates for graduation continue that legacy. It is time for the conferral of degrees. Will the candidates please rise? President Pastides, will you join me at the podium? Mr. President, the candidates who are before us and those whose names appear in the program, having completed the requirements of their several degrees, have been recommended by the faculty of the University of South Carolina Union for the awarding of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in the University of South Carolina by the people of this state, acting through their representatives in the General Assembly and on the Board of Trustees of this institution, and on the recommendation of the faculty thereof, the university now confers upon each of you the degree for which you have been recommended, together with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Ladies and gentlemen, the USC Union Class of 2015.
Will the candidates for degrees please come forward? And ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until the last graduate has been recognized. Rebecca Michelle Austin, Associate in Arts. Amber Nicole Bumgarner, Associate in Science with honors. Andrina Renee Copeland, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Jasmine Arlita Craig, Associate in Arts. Olivia Daniel Davis, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science. Cammie Elizabeth Edwards, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science with honors. Rebecca